Now let's talk politics. Pressure is mounting on the governor of Zamfara State, Dauda Lawal, to dump the People's Democratic Party for the All Progressives Congress. Mr. Lawal is one of the only 3 governors left in the PDP, the others being Sheyi Makinde of Oyo and Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State. With the fate of the party hanging in the balance on account of division ahead of next year's elections, the governor met with his cabinet members and other stakeholders in Gusau last Friday to discuss the way forward. They were said to have come to the conclusion that they needed to switch camps to another party. The meeting came hours after the governor of Adamawa State, Adamu Fintiri, led 22 commissioners and special advisors, state chairman of the PDP and other stakeholders to join the APC. If Governor Lawal eventually joins the APC, the move could significantly recalibrate political alignments in the state and the wider Northwest. Now let's get more perspective to this issue. Public Affairs Analyst Olufemi Lawson joins me live on TVC News at 10. Mr. Lawson, pressure mounting on Governor Dauda Lawal to defect, but would we say he's expressly stated where he's heading to? What indices might influence his move?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. For me, whatever happens in Zamfara State, and whatever decision is taken by Governor Dauda Lawal, aftermath of this report, would not be strange, especially when you look at the fact that in the Northwest today, from Kebbi to Sokoto to Kaduna, Zamfara, Jigawa, and even Kano, won by the least minority party, NMPP, every governors of these states have moved and have shifted camp and have realigned position with the All Progressives Congress. So if it is true that Governor Dauda Lawal will be shifting camp, I'm quite sure that it will not be to any other political party other than the All Progressives Congress, judging by the fact that most governors who have dumped their previous political parties as of today have left to join the All Progressives Congress. And this is not going to be a strange development, even though some of those, some observers think, of course, there has been serious contention for the ticket of the All Progressives Congress ahead of 2027 in Zamfara State. But for any political party, including the APC, having an incumbent governor joining the camp, of your political party, it's a plus. And I think if this is true, the decision, if eventually realistic, by Governor Dauda Lawal, as reported, to join another political, which may likely be APC, would not be a strange development.
Mr. Lawson, already there are 30 governors in the APC. And I'm just curious, what is the honey in the APC that is attracting the opposition? Or is it just a case of falling the bandwagon?
It's not about falling the bandwagon. Some of the, I've seen a lot of, people attributing this decision of these governors to join the APC to certain factors. Only a few days ago, the former vice president said the governors are being intimidated and being coerced. And you need to ask yourself, was that the situation while the PDP was in power 1999, 2003 to 2007, when, people were leaving the previous political parties to join the PDP then? The truth is that something is happening that seems not to be visible to the least conscious minds. For me, I think even when we had a man that is presumed to be iron-fisted, a former military general, a very radically minded person, late General Muhammadu Buhari, as the head of state, as the president, between 2015 and 2023, we never had this scale of defection into the APC under his leadership. So that tells you that there's something about the incumbent president that many observers may not be seeing yet that is attracting, these politicians to the APC.
But Mr.
People
Lawson,
may call it coercion, people may call it whatever they want to call it. But you cannot rule away the fact that the leadership of government and the party in governance at the present moment is doing something that is different, that is attracting some of these opposition politicians to the ruling party.
So with 30 governors already in the camp of the APC now, there are only 6 states in the opposition. And of those 6, there are already those we're hearing. I mean, there are reports that some of them might even jump camps already. So what is the implication of this for opposition politics in Nigeria, especially as it counts down to the 2027 general election?
It is important to say this, that, you know, I was listening to the president a few days ago when he said, you know, people were being coerced into the APC, and he said, oh, he had no gun, he's not threatening people. See, the duty of the opposition is not a duty that will be performed by the ruling party. Today, whether you like it or not, I, in my own personal opinion, think there's a death of the opposition in Nigeria. The truth is that if you say your governors are being coerced, your representatives in the National Assembly are being coerced, the question is, on what basis are they being coerced into joining the governing party? The truth is that as an opposition, you are actually not doing the needful. We were all here in 2013, 2014, when the then ACN aligned with the CPC, you know, ABGA and other minor political parties to mount a serious opposition against the PDP. And then nobody was even talking about coercion. It was a situation whereby these political parties were standing head to head with the governing party then, the PDP. But today, can the same be said of this so-called opposition in Nigeria? Can any reasonable mind assume that the PDP or is, you know, what do you call it, the franchise, ADC, and some other, you know, minority political parties that are emerging, posing serious opposition to the APC?
All right.
So no politician will be willing to stay on, you know, in a sinking ship, while of course there's prospect of re-election, not only of re-election, of offering, of course, the electorate brighter in opportunities.
All right, Mr.
You know,
Lawson.
in the major political parties, you know, as the case is today.
We don't have a lot of time again. Thank you very much. Olufemi Lawson is a public affairs analyst. Thank you for your time on TVC News at 10.
Thank you, Beth.
When TVC